Right, welcome back to another video on this channel. Today we are going to be discussing Chelsea and exactly why they have kind of decided not to play football over the last 4 weeks, to be honest. And of course, if you are a fan of this channel, I'm a Chelsea fan, and we're going to be getting into this video now discussing what's gone wrong with Chelsea. And to be honest, first and foremost, I think it's a little bit of an over-exaggeration from our fan base. First of all, I'm seeing fans, so-called fans on Twitter anyway, questioning whether if we lose to Leeds tomorrow, whether they're Thomas Tuchel in or Thomas Tuchel out. I mean, I'm sorry, that's just extremely reactionary, beyond belief. Thomas Tuchel, I don't even need to go into why that's an absolutely stupendously bad take, but we're just going to get straight into this video anyway, discussing why Thomas Tuchel and Chelsea haven't really gotten the minerals right in the last few weeks, considering, the start of the season they had, which was, so good. So, let's get straight into it. So, let's just give you a bit of a timeline, a bit of a story, and as to, where we are now. First of all, everything was going fine. Everything was going really smoothly. We were top of the Premier League after, I think, 10 or 11 games. Then just, dispatching teams with ease. We put 4 past Juventus. We put 3 past Spurs away from home. 2 past Arsenal away from home. 3 past Leicester away from home. We were scoring 3 or 4 goals against most teams we played against, really. And, conceding little to no goals whatsoever. And, then in the last 4 weeks or so, it's kind of, gone a little bit astray, I think it's fair to say. Because, in recent weeks, as I said, our form has dipped absolutely, hugely. Obviously, it started off, I think, after that 4-0 win over Juventus. Then we drew 1-1 with United. We can deal with it. For some reason, we have this juju against us against United where we just simply can't beat United, whether it be home or away. So, you accept that, you take it on the chin. We were very poor in that game, created a lot of chances against the United side, who played a very defensive system under Michael Carrick. And, so be it. We got caught in the break with Sancho. We drew 1-1. We played poorly. We move on to the next game, of course, which was Watford away on that Wednesday night. Another very poor performance, probably the poorest performance we've had since that 5-2 defeat to West Brom, at the back end of last season, which of course was an absolutely horrendous result and performance for us. And I definitely think that Watford game where we won 2-1, it was a smash and grab if anything, because Watford were probably the better side. They actually, ran their socks off, played some very good football. Chelsea somehow got away with it, obviously goals from Mason Mount and Hakim Ziyech, and again, another poor performance, kind of worrying, but we still got the 3 points. We move on to the next game against West Ham on the Saturday 12:30 kickoff. We lose 3-2, of course, and we play absolutely shambolic once again, and once again we have a very poor record away from home against West Ham. Added to the fact as well, it was the first time this season we conceded more than 2 goals in a game, which, obviously was a very worrying trend, considering the fact that this season especially, and of course last season, taking away the 5-2 to West Brom, which was just an absolute fluke result. We have been very, very good defensively, probably the best defensive team, I would say, in the world of football, considering the big boys. And then of course we went on to the 3-3 draw against Zenit on Wednesday night in the Champions League, and once again conceding a lot of goals. Now, bear in mind, we weren't playing our full strength team against them. We had the likes of Malang Sarr playing at centre-back, etc. But just another very disappointing performance from us, and a disappointing result, you'd have to say as well, as we missed out on top spot in the Champions League group to Juventus, who of course we did dispatch 4-0 just 2 or 3 weeks before that, which, just is a pure Chelsea thing really, isn't it, to do? But just to put that into context, in our last 4 games against United, against Watford, against West Ham and against Zenit, we conceded 8 goals in those 4 games alone, considering the fact that in the previous 14 games in the Champions League and Premier League this season, we only conceded 5 goals. So that just puts into context how poor we have been and how poor we've become defensively in the last few weeks, and whether it's just a flash in the pan or, a bad patch or a bad run of form remains to be seen. But nevertheless, it is quite a worrying trend to concede that many goals, considering the record we had before that. And obviously, I'm going to go into now the main reasons why I feel this is the case. And number one, you can't, underestimate the injuries Chelsea have had. And no, I don't like going into this, making excuses thing, because I don't want to make excuses. We really should be still winning these games, or, performing better in these games with the quality of players we have and the quality of depth we have, or the quality of depth we thought we had anyway. Because, especially to the likes of N'Golo Kante, Mateo Kovacic and Jorginho, who have been injured for the last few weeks, I think they've been absolutely detrimental. That's been absolutely detrimental to our form recently, because this system we play under Thomas Tuchel, the midfield pivot, is so important, because basically it's a structured play. Every player has kind of a zone where they have to play in, and it gives every single player an option or two, when to pass the ball. So say, for example, if Chilwell has the ball on the left or Reece James has the ball on the right, they know there's always going to be a player like Jorginho, like Kante or like Kovacic in that zone in midfield, and those 3 players of course are very good in the ball as well, and very good at getting the ball forward. So having players like Barkley and Saul and those kind of players playing in centre midfield in that pivot, and Loftus-Cheek, who, you know, I would say is a very good player and has been doing very well for us this season, he needs someone like Jorginho or Kante or Kovacic next to him so he can actually flourish in this system. But yeah, having a midfield pivot of those three, really didn't help whatsoever in terms of that. I think the midfield was definitely a factor in recent games as to why we haven't done so well, because of those injuries to those players I mentioned. Also players injuries as well to the likes of Chilwell. Lukaku's been gone for a while, Werner's been gone for a while, so we had no real striker. And yeah, maybe that's us regretting not, improving our depth in the summer, because I'm sorry, players like Malang Sarr, Ross Barkley, Saul's turned out to be an absolute nightmare signing his loan. He hasn't had a good game for us yet, even though he's only played like 3 or 4 games. He's been horrendous in all of them. But yeah, maybe we're regretting not going for someone like Chouameni or Declan Rice in the summer, or buying Jules Koundé, even though, we said we have Chalobah, etc., even though Chalobah's another one that's injured as well. And another thing that might play a part as well is, of course, is the current contract situations at Chelsea at the moment for Antonio Rudiger and Andreas Christensen, both of course out of contract in the summer, especially one with Christensen, because I think we've accepted as Chelsea fans for some time now that Rudiger is probably going to leave at the end of the season. I can see him going to Real Madrid. There's been rumours, very heavy rumours, that his brother, who is also his agent, has agreed, terms with Real Madrid for a pre-contract in the summer. That's definitely got to play a part on the, the mentality of the players and psychologically with the players this season so far. Andreas Christensen as well is another one that's probably even worse, to be honest, because he had originally agreed terms with Chelsea, and then for some reason his agent decided to go back on those terms, and talks have kind of broken down, etc. So that's another one as well that has been quite worrying. And Thomas Tuchel did reveal, of course, that was the main reason why Christensen wasn't playing for a few games in the last few weeks, because of that contract situation. He just wants that sorted as soon as possible, and you can understand why, really. But yeah, those are just a few reasons why I think that Chelsea at this moment in time aren't really doing the best. I think tomorrow's a massive game against Leeds. We really need to, put a few goals past Leeds tomorrow and get some confidence back, and actually having a short performance and win that game comfortably against a Leeds team who are depleted by injuries themselves, the likes of Calvin Phillips and Patrick Bamford and Robin Koch and those kind of players who are very important players for Leeds, have been missing for a long period of time now. And another reason why I think Leeds have been so poor this season is because of the lack of those, key players they have had. But yeah, we'll see how we do for the next few weeks or months. And yeah, the only reason why I'd be slightly worried is because of the Christmas period we do tend to have. Obviously, if you're a fan of this channel, you'll know I've mentioned it so many times in this channel, where we have a good start to the season and then in December it just all goes to shit and we just crumble like a digestive. So hopefully that doesn't happen this year. It will be very telling. We have Leeds tomorrow, Everton on Thursday night, and then we have Wolves, and then we have Aston Villa on Boxing Day. So some very tough games for us. Not that there's any easy games in the Premier League, but we definitely need to be taking up at least 9 or 10 points in those 4 games if we do want to be, realistic title contenders this season. But yeah, it's important we get through this period now, get into January, and yeah, just take it from there. Hopefully have a few faces back as well from those injuries I did mention. But yeah, that's where we're going to leave this video. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to drop it a like. It means more than you guys could ever imagine doing that. Also, make sure to subscribe to the channel as well. We're looking to finally hit 1.7k on this channel. Yeah, I'm back for Christmas now off college, so I will be uploading a lot more consistently. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys later.